Have the pleasure of being joined by Tommy Beer, Forbes NBA writer. And Tommy, you put out an outstanding article about why the Knicks are in a great position when they got the number 3 pick after Tuesday's NBA draft lottery last week. RJ Barrett, all signs point to him choosing, or is it for the Knicks to choose RJ at number 3. So why do you think he's a good fit at that position for New York?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of, and I understand the Zion hype and people really excited that maybe the superstar, talented kid was going to come in and dunk all over Madison Square Garden. So there was a bit of a letdown. But the reality is, if you would have told Knicks fans at this time last year that they would have got RJ Barrett, who's the number 1 pick headed into the draft, they would have been really excited. I mean, he can score on all 3 levels, he can rebound, he can dish the ball. There's just a lot to like there.
Talking about scoring on all 3 levels, averaged 22 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So even when Zion Williamson was out with that knee injury, RJ more than shouldered the load.
He scored 860 points for the year. That's the most by a freshman ever at Duke. They've had a few decent basketball players.
Decent guys, right.
And not just by a freshman, but the second most by any player ever. JJ Redick during his senior year was the only player to ever score more points. He also dished the ball and consistently. The other thing you got to remember about Barrett, scored 13 points in every college game. The only college player in Division I to score at least 13 points in each contest last season. You
noted that according to Basketball Reference within your article that the only other freshman players to score more than 850 points, and listen to these names. We heard Coach Boyle mention Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is 1, Trae Young, and also Michael Beasley. So you're talking about 3 guys that obviously were high picks when they came out of the NBA draft. 2 guys that are having outstanding careers, and Trae Young, who just finished up his rookie season, but Kevin Durant, sure, Hall of Famer, back-to-back Finals MVP, and you put RJ within that group, and it just speaks to how he can affect the game, scoring the basketball at all 3 levels, as you mentioned.
100%. And the other thing is, it's not just a scorer. Obviously, he can put the ball in the bucket, can also dish the ball, can also rebound, averaged over 4 assists, over 7 rebounds. Something to keep in mind to put it in context against the guys that are drafted this year. The 3 other point guards probably go in the first round. Darius Garland, Kobe White out of North Carolina, and Carson Edwards out of Purdue. He averaged more assists than all those guys. Averaged more rebounds than P.J. Washington from Kentucky, Grant Williams of Tennessee. Those are top-tier first-round prospect forwards. So it's not, if they, best case scenario, KD and Kyrie come, he can find ways to help the team without being a focal point. He scored a lot in ISO, and Duke obviously, he had a decently high usage rate, but it's not solely limited to scoring the ball. He can contribute in other ways.
Right. Points, rebounds, assists. Great on the college level. How does his game translate to the NBA, and where do you think he projects as an NBA player? Multiple All-Star appearances, possible championships. Where do you think he shapes out?
Yeah, I think he definitely has All-Star potential. Again, coming into the season, he was the number 1 rated player, above even Zion. He's won at every level. Comes from a basketball family. His father played at St. John's. New York kid. I think the spotlight won't be too big for him. He won a college. Obviously won the ACC tournament in college. Won a high school national championship. We talked to, just had his college coach on a little bit. Won at the international level in FIBA tournaments. The bright lights of Madison Square Garden are not going to intimidate this kid. And when you're talking about drafting a player for New York, it's just as important as attitude as his skill set. So I think that's another thing that's kind of working in the favor of the Knicks with him falling into their lap at 3.
Tommy, we appreciate you stopping by, man. I think you just raised the confidence level of a lot of Knicks
Keep the faith. They're going to be all right.
For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.